Hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, multiverse. This is Back of the Cereal Box, the pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth. And this morning, we're going to be talking about something new, but it's a classic IP. We're going to be talking about the brand new series on Netflix, Gamera Rebirth, as part of our Kaiju Crunch series as part of Saturday Morning 101. And we are going to do that right after this from our friends, the Murdering Crows.
Hits like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean. Elvis Presley, yeah, he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
All right, friends and foes, that awesome theme song is performed by our friends DL Memphis and the Geek Gumshoe, otherwise known as the Murdering Crows. You can get that album, Four Bad Crows, at Amazon, iTunes, Google, or anywhere you buy music, and it's pretty spectacular. And we also want to thank our Cereal Box super friends, Kate Hawkins, Eli Cash, Cindy Kep, Sharice Collins, Dave Mattingly. They keep the show running, and you too can have your name in lights at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. I'm a little tang-tungled this morning. And it is time to welcome in our co-hosts, my emotional support Canadian, the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite, all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Willow Schuyler, who is a fan of X-Men, Power Rangers, Mutant Ninja Turtles, and all things comic book and geek. How are you this morning, Willow?
I am fantastic.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm super excited to be talking about our topic this morning, and also joining us from a hidden base in Columbia, Tennessee, your wife's favorite redhead, fantastic artist, cosplayer, photographer, and fan of all things comic book. It is Aubrey Cavick. Good morning, Aubrey.
Good morning, everybody. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with barely any sleep again. How's everybody doing?
I'm extremely tired this morning. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I think we're all feeling it this morning.
Yeah. And for those of you just joining us, I am the prophet of pop culture, John Pica. You can call me Johnny. And Avengers comic books, Star Wars movies, and Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. This is Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth. And when I was a kid growing up, Saturday mornings meant cartoons, comic books, kaiju movies, and big bowls of cereal. And because we didn't have iPhones or tablets at the breakfast table on Saturday mornings, we were reading the back of the cereal box. That was our newspaper. That was our portal. That was our world. And that's what this show is about. And this morning, ladies, I'll just go ahead and start us off. I am going to do a live taste test of the brand new monster cereal, Carmella Creeper. So, so that leads into our very first question every Saturday morning. What's in the bowl? And Carmella Creeper is going to be in ours. But ladies, say hello to the audience this morning as I prep this cereal, and tell us what's in your bowl. Willow?
I'm eating the Tim Hortons apple fritter cereal again.
I'll tell you what, Willow makes that box of cereal go pretty far every week.
It's my Saturday morning ritual.
Yeah, it's
I
become an
honestly don't eat
indulgence for me.
cereal during the week.
Well, I do, but I eat Magic Spoon cereal. I'm good, but on Saturdays I'm a little bit bad. Aubrey, what do you got this morning? What's in
Well,
your bowl?
I'm a hardcore fan. Ever since I was a little girl, ever since I was born, actually. I think I ate my first pancake when I probably wasn't old enough to. I
Ooh,
have mini pancakes from
Oh,
IHOP.
all right.
Never tried them before.
So we're
mini
doing
pancakes.
2 blind taste tests this morning. Now,
Yeah.
Aubrey, I've heard nothing but good things about this cereal.
Well, I'm a blueberry fan and I'm a pancake fan, so
I love pancakes.
get
It's one of my
ready
all-time
to
favorite breakfasts.
dance.
Well,
Let
so
me see it.
yeah, go ahead and pour yours in the bowl. I've got Carmela Creeper. And you know what? Let's do it at the same time this morning. Let's see what we
Okay.
think. Now, when I open the box for Carmela Creeper, um, it does have a very distinct caramel apple smell.
Mm,
And
mm.
if you didn't know, they created Carmela Creeper brand new this year as part of the Monster cereal line. Brand new character. And I can't find my spoon. Oh, here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I did a dry taste test, and it has a very sharp apple flavor. What about you, Aubrey?
The blueberry flavor is amazing. They're very crunchy.
Both of these are by General Mills.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
General Mills, for me, is a big hit and miss, Willow, because sometimes they don't taste like anything. Sometimes the
It's
General Mills cereals just taste like cardboard.
okay, so it does taste like blueberry pancakes. If you close your eyes, it could almost taste like one of those blueberry muffins you can warm up in the microwave, which
Okay.
I put mine in the toaster oven, but that's what that tastes like. I wouldn't say pancake because I feel like it's missing a bit of sweetness, actually. And that's me. I'm not a sweets person as much as you'd think. I love savory. But this has got a crunch to it. It almost dissolves like Captain Crunch in your mouth when it gets mushy at the end. But there's a really distinct, strong muffin blueberry flavor.
You guys, you just saw my face as I tasted Carmela Creeper.
Uh-oh.
This is the Teenage Mutant Ninjas Mutant Mayhem cereal. It's the same cereal.
The
Uh-oh.
same flavor?
It's the exact same flavor. It tastes exactly. Are they made by the same company? Did General Mills do Mutant Mayhem? Somebody look that up. I can't. I see the box sitting behind me, but I can't see that far.
Mm. Okay, and they're staying crunchy too. That's shocking.
Yeah, it's a General Mills cereal.
Dang it! I'm so disappointed. I really wanted this to be very caramelly and you know, because I love caramel,
Mm.
and it's the exact same flavor. It's the exact same cereal, just in a different shape and a different color. Now, they do have these. Well, if I can get a hold of one, here, just go to the box. The shape of these, unlike the Mutant Mayhem cereal, which is just a disc, these are ghost shape cereal pieces.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
What color is that, Johnny? What color is that?
Green for caramel apple. Green
So it's
apple.
but it's a different green than the Ninja Turtles?
The Ninja Turtles isn't green. The Ninja Turtles is yellow, and it's yellow discs with green marshmallows.
Do you think they, may have mixed up the cereal?
No, no.
The green ones should have been for the turtles.
They
Probably
just use
yellow.
the exact they just use the exact same recipe, but different molds and a different dye. It's the exact same cereal.
That's cheating.
On a scale of 1 to 5 bowls of cereal, this gets a 2.5.
Oh.
And the
two and a
only
half?
reason
Oh no.
only reason it gets a 2 or a half is because the back of the cereal box is
Yay!
epic. So this has a Monsters comic on the back.
Nice.
And this is when I talk about, my childhood reading the back of the cereal box, this is what I'm talking about. They would publish comics and games and have records that you could cut out and play and mazes and fun facts and, something just happened to Aubrey's camera. We're going to mute that while she fixes that. So great comic on the back introducing Carmela Creeper to the other monsters. That's going to give it its half bowl, but for flavor and taste, two bowls is all I can give this. And what happened there? Did you have an earthquake in Colombia?
It was the rumble of me getting my cereal box ready for the swag where it'll be showing up.
We had a Blair Witch moment there, folks. Sorry.
All right. It gets a little bit better as it stays in the milk. But you know what? Really, just like the Mutant Ninja Turtle cereal, what gives it its flavor is the marshmallows. That's what makes it tasty.
Oh, really? What flavor are the marshmallows?
Sugar.
I don't think that's a flavor, but
well, I don't know that it is either. But I'm going to eat it because I'm starving this morning. But I'm not happy about this. You know what I do have? I might just add it in to what is already here. I've got mini pops.
Pops. Remember commercials?
All right. So we're gonna do a mix here. We're gonna see what happens. I know exactly what is going to happen. The Pop cereal is going to improve this substantially because Kellogg's, despite what anyone thinks, is still high quality stuff. And they're not a sponsor, but you could be.
Ooh, Kellogg's only cereal box channel.
Instant win. Instant win.
Mix your cereals, folks.
Kellogg's saves the day with Kellogg's mini pops. All right. So, Willow, we have a bunch of comments.
We do.
All right. So, let's see who we got here. Before Aubrey came into the studio, she posted a comment. Morning Cereal Box podcast fans, what's your swag this morning and what's in your bowl? Yes, we want to know. So in our super chat, let us know what your new loot is for this week and what you're eating in your bowl this Saturday morning. And Andrew Milden says, good morning, all. Great topic today. Yes, can't wait. We're going to be talking about Gamera Rebirth. Super excited. And Teeny Teamers says, welcome, Skylar. What? Huh? Wait, what? Skylore. Is this someone you know? Willow?
I'm not recognizing the name.
Is this one of your Twitch stalkers?
You know what? I honestly don't broadcast on Twitch as much as I should, but
so Andrew Milden is asking, Johnny, summer movie showdown. Every year, Andrew and I do a summer movie showdown episode of Back of the Cereal Box. And I've been putting this off, Andrew, because really, there's no purpose. Every movie that has come out this summer has been pretty mediocre, except Barbie. I've not seen Oppenheimer, so I can't speak to that. But Barbie was unbelievably good. And in my mind, it wins the summer movie showdown, so there's no need to even do it.
You can't really compare Oppenheimer with Barbie, though, because they're two different movies. And I loved Oppenheimer. It was a really good movie. I thought it was really well done.
Well, but that's the whole thing with the marketing is that fans combined them and created Barbenheimer. And so that was like,
Again, two
Wait,
different
what?
movies though, two different genres, two different, completely different movies. One's a biopic and one's just
a
Barbie.
fantasy. No, it is a cutting social commentary
Mhm.
using the vehicle of the Barbie fantasy. You didn't get that,
And then
Willow?
and then of course there's the Mario movie, which was really well done as well.
Thank you for saying that, Willow. I agree. I do love the Barbie movie for different, complete reasons than the. I mean, come on, Super Mario Brothers, man. I'm the
Okay,
generation we grew up with Atari, and when Mario Brothers came out, I just stuttered. Come on, okay. I was
well,
like the one in the basement, guys. I was the girl in the basement. Oh my God, jump, jump, jump. Oh, I'll get it next time.
that's hysterical. The Super Mario Brothers movie was really, really good.
Mhm.
And those three movies, Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Super Mario Brothers, are the only three movies this year that have topped $1 billion.
Congratulations.
Yeah, mega blockbusters, and all three completely different. Ryan Permisson says, "Good morning, everyone. Posted my new loot on the Facebook page. Take a look. We will." And he says, shared this episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
And Andrew Milden says, "At least it's not IHOB cereal." What?
Okay.
All right. So Brad Purnell asks, "I'm curious about that caramel apple cereal. I had a friend who is obsessed with the monster cereals, and he said it was just all right, nothing special." I'm going to agree. I'm not even going to say it's just all right. It's not very good. I don't
Not
like
even
it.
just all right, Johnny?
No,
Oh, no.
no. Hey, my friend Julie Riga chimes in, says, "Hi, this is fun." Thank you, Julie. It's
Hi,
supposed to be
Julie.
fun. We're celebrating the fun of the Saturdays of our youth. Welcome into the virtual rec room. Andrew Milden agrees that Mario is great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Andrew says IHOB is International House of Burgers.
That would be the grossest cereal.
Okay, so you know what? A couple of years ago, Post Cereal did a line of specialty cereals that included maple bacon donut, which was epic. But then they also did a chicken and waffles cereal that was maybe one of the best cereals I've ever had. Now, Willow is in Manitoba, Canada, in Winnipeg. So she's probably never had chicken and waffles.
No, but it is the Burger Week happening here, so the International House of Burgers would
That's
probably
really
go
funny.
really well with that Burger Week.
Okay, but Johnny, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. I did not try that cereal. Please, for the other audience members that did not, what did the chicken and waffles taste like?
Exactly like chicken and waffles. Exactly. I mean, it was unbelievable. It tasted exactly. You've had chicken and waffles?
But never
I
a
mean,
cereal.
no, but it was fantastic. And
What brand is that?
it was Post, and it
Post.
was a
Okay.
limited time only.
Oh.
They you know what, I did a live taste test of it like 4 years ago before this was even a show.
Oh.
I did it on a Wednesday night from my office, and I'll have to find that video and maybe post it as a special short
Oh,
because
heck yeah.
it was unreal good. And Willow just left us for a minute, so
Oh, Willow, where'd you
but
go?
Aubrey, you live in the South, and
Mhm.
people who aren't from the South don't understand what a staple chicken and waffles really is. And for those of you who are like, okay, what are you talking about? chicken tenders,
Mm-hmm.
Belgian waffle,
Yep.
butter, syrup, and there. The first time I ever had it, I was in Little Rock, Arkansas. This is 20 years ago, and I was like, "Where has this been all my life?"
I
Now
have
in
to say,
Nashville, go ahead.
I have to say that chicken and waffles is not my favorite dish, but the first time I tried it, because I like savory, I'm not a sweet person really as much. So for me, I had to put hot sauce on it.
So that's where I was going next. Here in Nashville, we do hot chicken and
Nashville hot.
waffles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
And here in Gallatin, we have Martin's chicken and waffles, and they are unbelievably
I
good.
have never tried them. I'll have to try them out.
Yeah, they're kind of a sponsor of the show in that they are of my magic show Beyond Smoke and Mirrors, in that they have been promoting it very heavily. But the problem is they close at 3 on Saturdays.
Mm.
So by the time we're done with the show, they're closed. Otherwise, I would
Mm.
take everyone over there. And um and the best chicken waffles is the chicken tenders on top of the waffles. Now,
Mm.
some places like Brad Parnell mentions Metro Diner makes a killer chicken and waffles, but Metro Diners is a chicken breast
Oh.
with the bones and
Oh.
yeah, and maybe a
Okay.
wing. So you have to cut it, and it's a little bit different than just the tenders. We got some more comments here. Julie Riga says, "Thank you. I was awesome at Super Mario."
Mm. Go Julia.
Yeah, Julie is of our generation, and I love that. Kellyanne Woods or Kelly, yeah, Kellyanne Woods Tupper says chicken and waffles tasted like deep fried waffles in syrup? Question mark. Are you asking me if that's what it tasted like, or are you saying that it tasted like that? Um, I don't know, but it was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad Parnell adds, they use strawberry butter and a massive pieces of chicken. Now,
Ooh, strawberry
this
butter.
this is Metro Diner. Now, at Martin's Chicken and Waffles in Gallatin, their waffles are a Belgian waffle, but it's buckwheat cinnamon
Huh,
Belgian waffle.
Ooh.
interesting.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well,
Um,
I'll have to try that one of these days for sure.
yeah,
Sounds very much like a southern dish, though.
it is. It is
Mm.
very. I was saying that when you had to step away, that it is a southern thing. So people who, because I grew up in Ohio, and I had never heard of this, and I come down to the South, and I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I have chicken and waffles from a food truck, and I was blown away by how well it works together, how good it is, and I was just like, where has this been all my life? And Andrew Milden says, I like the full wing myself, or the chicken mixed into the waffle mix. Ooh, I've never tried that. That might be something
Hmm.
to try. And that was kind of the idea, I guess, with the cereal. It was kind of mixed in. But
Breaded chicken with waffle mix. I'll have to remember to do that.
yeah. Yeah. And Brad Parnell says, y'all are making me hungry for a lot more than a bowl of cereal. Well, it's what we do. You're welcome.
Eat good in
And
the morning, guys.
yes, listen, podcasting is the most important meal of the day. Now, it is time for our next segment, brought to you by the Tales of the Decoverse series, available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and Volume 3 soon to come. But it is time for us to reach into the box, just like we were when kids, root around, pull out the prize in our segment called New Loot. And Aubrey, you have something that you are super excited to show off. So reach into your box and
Okay.
show us what your prize is this week.
Okay, so I did not really get to show off my cereal box, the back of it.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything very explanatory except the pictures and a cup of coffee, which I do have with my cereal today. But I have something funny coming out of here.
Ooh. This is Badger and what? What is it? I can't read what that says.
So it's backwards. Ghina. I don't know. To be honest with you, I tried to read it last night before the
That
podcast.
says China. That says
Does it say-
Badger China.
Oh,
Oh, it's
China.
a bull
The
in a
bull-
China shop.
But that's funny because it's a buffalo. It's not a bull.
Okay.
So in this episode of Badger, which by the way, guys, I've never read Badger. This is my first Badger. He's hilarious, by the way. Just like Deadpool level hilarious. Kind of stupid, kind of funny. And there's a little rundown here of him. Who are these guys anyway? You know, in this one. And I thought that was pretty cool that they had it. The Badger is Norbert Sykes, a Vietnam veteran suffering from an extremely rare multiple personality disorder, which has its origins in childhood trauma. Only those details. I won't give you more, but it gets funny. Let's just say it starts off with him in the mall picking up his buffalo, who just got his hair done. Okay. And then it ends, because I'm not going to give it away completely, with him with the artist at the Capitol.
So you know what's really funny about this, Aubrey,
Hmm.
is who is the writer on this? Is that Larry? Should be on the front page.
Barron calls him Barron. Mike Barron. This is
Mike
outside
Barron.
Mike Barron's house.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
there, guys. The artist putting himself in the comic again. Okay.
Yeah, I love that. Now,
he's having a satire time. He's picking on his boss for asking for too much comic, and he's talking to his main character.
so this is hysterical. Who published this? Is it EC Comics?
This is First Comics.
First
This
Comics. Okay,
From
First Comics.
1982 to 1987. I
Yeah.
picked this because the episode, the Gamera that we're watching is from supposedly 1989. So this is the closest one I had in 1988. This is July 1988. Cost $1.75 originally. This one is in perfect condition. Nobody ever opened this one, but I did last night, and I'm gonna tell you, I had some laughs. Badger's
So-
pretty funny.
That's funny because I never read Badger.
No?
This is a book that I always saw on the comic shop shelves, or at the grocery store shelves when I was a kid, and I never ever picked up an issue of Badger. There was something about it that just never had appeal to me, and I know it was very popular with fans. And now that you have described how wonkers it is, I might have to go back and grab it because you can get issues of Badger for super cheap. Sometimes you can get the entire series bundled at your local comic shop.
Well, if you
So-
follow me on Instagram, I have a video where I found a bunch of buffalo in Tennessee randomly. I thought it was hilarious. The Instagram reel has over 1,000 followers because I guess maybe somebody else found the buffalo a few times.
Is it
But
a
in
Buffalo Farm?
honor- It might be a buffalo farm. I don't know. We were just driving. I don't even remember the address, but I said, stop, stop, stop. And on the hill, just like a dozen. I'm like, buffalo.
That's fantastic.
So in honor of Tennessee and the buffalo in 1988.
That's
Go check
awesome.
out Badger.
I love it. Willow, you got anything in your box this morning? Any prizes?
Yeah. I picked up a wig from one of my neighbors.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. That makes you look
yeah.
like you're somebody's mom.
You don't look like the same person,
Wig
Willow.
Really no connection to my real name.
Okay, Willow, describe how you look for the audience.
Can I see your manager, please?
Yeah. So the wig that she's showing is a Karen bob. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a
Terry
wig
Bob.
that I will not wear, so I'm probably gonna donate it.
I feel
So
like you might be a character in the future. You could always dye the wig though. What if you made it like
Yeah.
neon purple? Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. See, I
it's
like
the
that idea.
style of it though that like I don't know. It's not a becoming wig
Put
at
that.
all.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. So this Willow, this looks like you at 59 years old.
Okay. She needs a dye job, honey. You need it. Yes, pink, purple, but give her a dye job. Do pink. You have that beautiful pink top. It'll look great with it.
Isn't that weird how hair really changes the whole shape of our face and the whole I mean,
I've done short hair. I've never had the issue of feeling like, wanting to, suddenly have 8 kids and be on a reality TV show.
wearing a muumuu.
Where is it
Oh, we broke Aubrey. Okay, so I'm gonna reach into my cereal box, and I said this last week, and I couldn't find them, but this week I did find, in honor of our episode last week, I dug into my collection, and I found
Ooh.
Jet Jaguar Punch Punch Punch.
Ooh.
This came out in 2014. I got this at Walmart, and the only thing that moves on him is his head and his arms. Otherwise, it's pretty much a PVC statue. And this came out in a Godzilla series. Who put this out? I don't know. It just says made in China. But they did a whole line of Godzilla figures with the release of the 2014 legendary MonsterVerse Godzilla movie, and this was at Walmart, and I had to have it, and yeah. So that's my prize from the
Okay.
cereal box, playing into our theme this morning with Gamera Rebirth. So with that, it is time to dive into our Saturday morning 101, doing a very special Kaiju Crunch brought to you by Nightly Spirits Ghost Tours, 17 cities across the country. Go to nightlyspirits.com to book your tour, get your tickets, use my promo code JohnP667, and you can take 10% off anywhere in the country. And it's pretty awesome. Well, guys, I'm super excited about this. Now, as we dig into this, some people in the audience have already emailed me and said, Johnny, why are you talking about a brand new series on Netflix? Because it plays directly into the Saturdays of my youth. Growing up watching Godzilla movies and kaiju movies was a big part of who I was as a kid. And just because something is old doesn't make it better. And just because something is brand new doesn't make it not worth consideration. And so I have fallen in love with Gamera in recent years, as I've admitted on the show. Aubrey, you've really got a soft spot for this character. And when they announced a brand new animated series, cartoon series on Netflix, I was like, ooh, my Saturday mornings have just become richer. Now, 6 episodes, and this is Gamera Rebirth. That's a great picture of him. And it's on Netflix, 6 episodes, 40 minutes each. I sat down Thursday morning when it dropped, just thinking I was going to watch one episode, and I ended up watching all 6 in between phone calls and work and all of that. And I will just give you my initial thoughts on this show. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, for those of you, Willow's going to talk about this in a minute, but some of you may not appreciate that it is all in Japanese. and it is subtitled. So you do have to pay attention and read the subtitles, which I actually prefer. I prefer the original language over English dubs because English actors never get the intonations quite right when they're trying to. Anyway, it's a thing I have. Now, I will say, I love the show. I thought it was awesome. However, my one nit that I'm going to pick is that it was obvious where they spent the animation budget because the human characters are in a very flat anime style. And it is very obvious that they were, although they look hand drawn, they were computer generated. And some of the scenes, those human characters are so stilted and so flat. It really took me out of the moment. I noticed it. However, Gamera, the other kaiju, the fights, OMG. They went all out and made this thing unbelievably good. And I'm not going to spoil it, but there's baby Gamera. And Aubrey, how much of this did you watch?
I got 4 episodes in.
Okay, that's where Willow is.
Yeah, I'm at the beginning of the 4th episode right now.
Yeah, I did not. I've got some stuff going on, and I'm not going to share on here. But I only got 4 episodes. But I will say that the 4 I saw, I have a difference of opinion than you, Johnny. But I want to hear what Willow has to say first.
Uh-oh. Go, Willow.
I suffer badly from ADD. So sitting there reading the dialogue,
subtitles.
I'm sorry, Johnny. That's where the dub comes in handy for me because I just can't sit there for long periods of time watching things that are that have subtitles. I often use television as background noise while I'm doing housework, and if something catches my eye or, if the episode is interesting enough, then I'll sit down and watch it. But yeah.
Well, and so that's how I like to watch any foreign show or movie is in the original language with the subtitles. Like, right now, I really love a show on Netflix called Ragnarok. It's about the Norse gods reborn in contemporary times. And it's really awesome. And it's a Norwegian show. It was originally filmed, in the Norwegian language, but they do an English dub that is just horrible because to me, it doesn't line up with the mouth patterns and, I want to hear the original language. I want to hear the characters as they did the intonation. That's my thing. So all foreign films I watch with subtitles, and I'm one of those weirdos who I will even watch English shows, American shows with the subtitles on.
Well, sometimes you kind of have to, especially with certain, like newer films now, because the volume is like either really, really low or really, really high, where you have to turn down your TV.
Christopher Nolan are notorious for this. But for me, it's because when I'm at home, if I'm watching a movie at home or a TV at home, there are so many distractions. Family, dogs, people wanting to talk to me while I'm watching the show. I'm like, do you see that the TV? For me, it's not background. For me, it's focused time. So I watch things with the subtitles, and a lot of times you catch things in the subtitles that you didn't hear or that you wouldn't have heard. And
the plus side of this, yes, I'm learning how to swear in Japanese. This isn't a show for kids, guys.
No, it is not. They drop the F-bomb quite a bit. course, it's in Japanese, so if your kids can't read yet, it's probably not a big deal. But yeah, and this TV show is true to the origins of Gamera in that Gamera has a connection with the children,
Mhm.
and they are really the main focus of the story. But Aubrey, your thoughts? I'm
Okay.
bracing myself.
I have not minced words about the fact that I am a huge anime fan. Um, I started pretty early, um, comparatively to some, and then I resurfaced later on. The style that you're referring to about the children's art is what I lovingly refer to as Ruby style. And if anybody
Okay.
watches anime, they will understand that Ruby is one of the first animes that came out, that came to us, and it was that kind of bubble art where the details were not there, but you could almost see all the way around the head. The details were different. It was more like we could reach in and grab the person. Yes, like you've got up there, Johnny. The details of the person's pores you cannot see, where you can see Gamera's like the shadow on his teeth and the etching where he ground it in certain areas. So I agree with you. The kaijus have a lot the more detail. They're flushed out. The grittiness is there. You can see shadows better. Um, but with the kids, they tried to make it more like the new art. I think they're trying to bring their younger generations in. A lot of older generations that we grew up with a different kind of art in our comics, they're kind of hit and miss when it comes to that style. Me, I watch anime because the backgrounds look like art. Like that's why I liked the old kaiju movies because they had paintings and they had things that they reused that were gorgeous. And so for me, this anime, while I do love Gamera, I am a Gamera fan, hero of the universe. I also was like practically like clenching my fists. I didn't like the whole story as much as I thought I would. I didn't. I liked that they had a similarity with the old kaiju movies, where every time they redid it, it was the same kind of things. Like you could see, if you've seen the old kaiju movies, you could see where he got attacked by certain monsters on the same places on his body that he did in the old movies. So that's a shout out. That's cool. But then, I don't know, like the military was kind of useless in this. They were
They always
also,
are.
well,
They
see,
always are in kaiju movies. The
well,
military is like a useless tool.
I agree most of the time, but I like this one just particularly felt like it felt like they were saying that the adults didn't know what to do. Like there was all these specialists, all these scientists and soldiers are like, oh, we have no idea. But it felt like they were a little more educated in the actual live action kaiju movies, whereas this one it just came to them. Now, again, I haven't seen the last few episodes, but I am intrigued by why the kid has the migraines happening, the headaches. I want to know more,
You're
you
gonna
know.
be
So,
horrified.
oh gosh, I want to know more. I do not. I'm going to say right now, I know that they've had spiciness in other spiciness in other kaiju movies, but why was it necessary for this wonderful scientist lady to throw on a pink bikini and go sunning? I don't know. Um, I feel like that was like randomly shoved in there in this story. They do that sometimes in anime.
And
It's like,
their eye
why are we in the
candy,
shower
and
now?
they
But
don't do that for female fans with the guys.
so like I could understand if they put it in reason, but come on. The scientist is wearing short shorts for no reason. She could have a nice butt and some, I don't even know. So there's so many things with this one that I'm like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch it again after I finished it in like one whole strip. But I gotta say, I love the kaiju art. I love the background. If you really look, you can see some amazing details in the background. Try not to focus too much on um the bullying American versus Japan situation. I'm not gonna even go
Well,
into.
listen, I watched the whole thing, and
Mm,
by the 6th episode, that bullying issue, it plays out the way it did in real life for me. I
okay.
would spoiler alert,
Okay.
um, Brody.
Now I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, Brody, Boca, and I forget the girl's name. With the glasses. I can never remember her name. By the way, did I just spoil that?
You did.
Yeah, sorry.
Surprise!
Sorry.
Gender reveal live on
Well,
Three O'Clock Podcast.
It's clarified in episode 4.
Yes.
But anyway, the spoiler is they become very close with the bully Brody. And by the end of the series, they are tight friends, and Brody is a hero.
Has that ever happened in real life though? Becoming best friends with your bully?
Oh yeah,
Johnny said it did for him.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Because I have never had that happen, but that's amazing.
beat the tar out of him, and then he wanted to be around me all the time.
I have heard stories like that, but I will say that if you don't like the whole, Americans picking on other people when they go to their country, Brody gets a good old slap from his papa. If you agree with anything like that, I mean, that kid's face gets turned around. I was like, oh, I remember that.
Now, I will also tell you, non-spoiler alert, that by episode 5, you will understand why the military is so useless, why they are so ineffectual.
Okay, then I definitely gotta go back.
It's a major plot point, and it will take you by surprise, but it shouldn't. If you're a fan of kaiju movies, one of the hallmarks of kaiju movies is that they always have this human storyline running concurrent with the kaiju storyline. And one of the hallmarks of the Gamera movies is that the humans are actually as involved in the story as the kaiju. Like Godzilla movies, the human storylines are just kind of tacked on, and have little impact on the kaiju. In this, and especially in 5 and 6, the connection that the kids have to Gamera is a major, major, major plot point. It's actually kind of horrifying. In episode 5, you're going to be horrified. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, now I got to finish it. Like, I was going to wait a little bit, maybe, but now I'm going to have to finish it today.
Yeah. Now, one of the good things about Japanese movies, animation, and look, I'm not an anime fan, so I am glad though that this did not have the same animation frame rate as traditional anime. This had a very American flow and style to the frame rate. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anime typically makes me sick because the animation frame rate is so jumpy. I can't watch it because it'll make me sick, gives me a headache. But this did not. This does not have that traditional Japanese anime frame rate. It's a Western style frame rate with a anime character model style. But here's one of the good things about the Japanese shows and the original movies. Characters tend to do the same things over and over or multiple times. So in this show, there were a couple of times that I was fast forwarding because they were giving me the same information over and over and over. And so only in a couple of places where I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? Did I go back and rewatch it? So I cheated a little bit, but that's okay because
anime where it takes a whole episode for a character to throw a punch.
Exactly.
Wait, have you seen
Dragon
Ball Z? Yeah. Let's go down the list of the shonen. All right, I'm still trying to make it through Naruto, y'all. I'm still like 200 episodes towards the end. I haven't made it yet.
I watched like the first season of Dragon Balls, and that's where I didn't know. I couldn't. I couldn't go through the whole. I love Beyblade. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Beyblade, and I had an affinity for Pokemon for a while there when it first started. Yeah, I don't know, just something about after a while it taking a whole episode for one punch.
Well, yeah, and so that's kind of my point here. By the way, I am not an anime fan. I've admitted it publicly multiple times. However, the live action One Piece on Netflix,
Mm.
unreal good. It's so good.
Okay,
And
okay. Go ahead, tell me. I'm watching
well,
to be into it.
I've never seen the original one, so because I can't watch anime. So,
Mm.
and my son is a huge fan of One Piece, and he watched the entire 800 episodes that are out there right now.
Which, by the way, it comes out all the time. It's still coming out now.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's an ongoing thing, and he loves it. I don't, um, but I'm one of those weirdos that I actually love the live action adaptations. I loved Cowboy Bebop. I thought it was gorgeous, and I loved the characters, and I loved the whole series. I actually liked the live action adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist. I thought it looked fantastic, and I really enjoyed that. Of course, I watched Full Metal Alchemist with the subtitles, and we have some comments about that. Before we get to our viewer comments on Gamera and their opinions, any other words that you guys want to share, Aubrey or Willow?
And I do like, okay, yeah, it feels like they did skimp a little bit on the art, a little bit.
The human art,
I'm being nice. I'm being nice about
the
it.
human art,
Yeah. Well,
not the machinery and not the kaiju. I mean, look at this. That's
okay,
fantastic.
yeah, but sometimes it's really hard to see what the other monsters look like too, like through a lot of their details. Like you're just showing Gamera, you're not showing the rest of the monsters.
Let me see. I did have a picture of the Gaios. Um, I guess it didn't load. See, I didn't have that problem, Willow. I don't know that I agree with you on that one. It was
I just
very
feel like it's just a mess of lines on some of the characters, especially when it like the farther away shots.
hmm. That's an
I
interesting
could be
take.
wrong, but
Oh no,
that's
that's
how
all
I
right.
feel. It's
No.
That,
I love that we have a different opinions on these things. Like I don't want this to be a an echo chamber.
I love detail when it comes to it, like I know anime is kind of weird with that, where some things get extreme amount of details, and then you have like, yeah, the flat characters of the rest of them. But I just find like the monsters, yeah, they took a lot of time to detail the characters, but you're also I feel like that amount of detail with some of the characters, you're missing a lot of what the characters are supposed to look like.
oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying that in your opinion that the villain kaiju, the bad monsters, um, and maybe even Gamera to some degree, are overly detailed.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I like seeing scales and everything, but it just, you don't really see where it begins and where it ends, as far as like the scales, like any of the details with wings or
Okay. I can see where you're coming from on that. If you didn't, yeah, especially in close up shots, I see where you're coming from. Um, that's fair. That's fair. Um, now you guys, you're on episode 4. You haven't gotten to the sword nose
No,
lizard.
yeah, I've been to that one. Maybe
Okay.
I'm past 4. I saw
Okay.
the
I couldn't
you guys
remember if it was 4 or 5.
his
That
flips are amazing.
that thing was cool, and the way Gamera took him out, I was like, oh. Let's just say it was an Admiral Holdo moment.
Yeah, we're trying not to spoil too much, but
No,
it's
it
definitely
was
worth it to watch that fight.
it was epic, epic.
So my last thing, you asked me if I had a last thing. My last thing is I'm gonna finish the rest of it, and I'm excited to finish the rest of it because I do love anime. I love when we have different styles together. So while I'm not a huge fan of the Ruby style, I definitely like watching them incorporate it and seeing how it works in different ways. I love seeing so many of the Gamera movies all in one. Like that's basically what they did. They went
It
swoosh it
is.
all together. It's great. So it's fun to see how that works when it's incongruence in time, when you can really see the timeline just shoved together like that in one group of people. And I will say that also, I had more than one piece of swag today because I don't know if anybody knows or cares to know, but if you follow me on Instagram, I love spooky season. Spooky season, as you know, because we have a haunter here on our staff. Our wonderful Johnny, who does his haunts. We have spooky season coming up, and Willow, I know you like doing little, makeup stuff. So I had to get this to show it off because I want you to try it. It is from Casper. Can't see it because my lights are so bright, but
What is it?
it is a Profusion Friendly Ghost eyeliner, and it is
Interesting.
chrome, and it is from Cat. There he is. Look at him. It's our friend Casper, the Friendly Ghost, and they have brought him back for a line of
So
liners.
Can you take? Oh, okay, there you go.
I took it out of the package
And
and it's
because
gold.
it's not gold. It's actually like a metallic. It's a chrome
Oh.
metallic. So it changes colors. I was going to put it on with permission on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here we go. All
Well,
right.
while
See,
you're putting it
Mhm,
while you're putting it on, I'm
mhm.
gonna read. I'm gonna post some comments. So
Okay.
we'll see Aubrey putting on the liner in the left corner as we address some viewer comments, and then we'll come back to Aubrey and see the final product. This is exciting. This is quality TV right here. So Cartoon Commotion, Cartoon Commotion, Kate Hawkins says, "Hiya, homies," and he says, "More Gamera love, right on." Eli T. Cash, right below him, says, "Hope you guys are doing well. See you at the show. He will be at Beyond Smoke and Mirrors with me this afternoon." And Cade at Cartoon Commotion says, "I actually can't use subtitles at all unless the characters speak in a language that I don't bother to learn because English is hard enough." And Brad Parnell, though, says, "I generally agree with you about preferring subtitles, but I make exceptions when anime movies are done with guys like Peter Boyle, The Cat Returns, or Phil Hartman, Kiki's Delivery Service." Okay, that is a clear exception, because if you have a vocal performance by Phil Hartman, yeah, you got to
Mhm.
hear that. You got to hear that. And Peter Boyle, what a great actor as well. Yes. Cartoon Commotion says, "Subtitles force me to read, and I'm usually distracted from the video/story by the reading." Okay.
Thank you, Cade.
There is some that's a fair statement. Like, I missed the detail of the Playboy pinup in Godzilla versus Megalon because I was reading the subtitles.
Right there is the reason why I'm not a huge fan of subtitles, because you miss a lot of the other things that are going on in the show or the movie.
But see, I'm such a fan of dialogue. I'm such a fan of the spoken word, and so it's just I think it's a different approach to the whole thing. But Cartoon Commotion says, "I enjoy dubs because they are funny." See, I don't like things that are unintentionally funny because they're bad. I just don't like that. I don't. But Cartoon Commotion also says, I have a lot of fun with OG Gamera movie dubs. The 80s films made me laugh a lot, but that's me. We all watch with different perspectives. Exactly. Exactly, we do. And Johnny, you're not alone. Most anime makes me feel sick or gives me that sick feeling too. I only really like Astro Boy. Otherwise, I feel exactly what you're talking about. And that's from
Yeah,
Cartoon
there's a lot of
Commotion too.
motion in a lot of the anime, and yeah, I can see getting motion sickness from it.
Kellyanne Woods Tupper says, what happened? It's got a loading screen. I don't know. That didn't happen on our
There's,
end.
I think there's a bit of a delay between what it's from us speaking to what is showing on Facebook.
Yeah, there probably is a little bit of a delay, but she says it's all better now. And Cartoon Commotion says, I need to revisit the Hanna-Barbera Zilla series now. So, Cade, that might be next week for us. I haven't decided because Aubrey, I know that you have to be gone next week on a trip.
I'm going to New York.
We may save that till you get back.
Okay.
So yeah, but we definitely need to revisit the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla cartoon series and the 1996 Netflix Godzilla animated series and look at, oh my gosh, look at how gorgeous that lip liner is. Holy cow.
So
Aubrey.
it's got orange, green, silver, all shimmering. So it's very reflective. It's very holographic. So it's actually taken my lips to a different color, but it has green, gold, and like an orange in it. So it's perfect for spooky season. And I used it to highlight all over. And I had a neutral lip shade, and now it looks like a copper, and it catches different forms of light. I definitely
Hello,
suggest.
nurse. Looks
I
great.
definitely suggest trying this on your eye, and it is also safe for a lip topper. I just wouldn't suggest if you're a chapstick licker, don't use it on your lips.
So, Andrew Milden says, I only watch TV on subtitles. It's kind of like white noise to me now. Okay, that's interesting. But Andrew Milden says, anime! Ah!
Anime!
And Brad Parnell says, I did see a dubbed Kung Fu movie in a theater, and American character walked up to a Chinese character and asked a question. The guy says, I'm sorry, I don't speak English. I was the only one laughing. That's funny. And Cartoon Commotion says, Animaniacs reference, hello, nurse. You're welcome, Cade. Well, we are caught up with comments. Amazing. Shocking. Where's Dave Mattingly when we need him? He must be at a conference. But golly, it is funny that we have such different perspectives on the show. But Aubrey, after you finish it, Willow, after you finish it, and I'm going to challenge you to finish it, I would love to come back and hear what you guys think after the story is complete.
I would have fed the bully to the monster right from the beginning.
Well, that kind of okay.
I love you so much.
So, who was the one who reached out his hand to Brody to help him up? It was Joe, right? Joe. That speaks volumes to Joe's character.
I think Joe did that because he saw his dad slap him, and Joe has a tough home life. I'm not going to give any more details away, but guys, there's always an underdog character in your life that could use just a little more TLC. And in this show, Joe's the one. He's really got a lot less going for him than all the other kids, but he's really kind of like the tough character that you got to get through the shell of. It's worth watching if you're just for the underdog. He's our underdog.
Yeah, and all of the characters have an amazing character arc. They grow in really profound ways in these 6 episodes. And so I can't wait to see what you guys think after you finish it.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. The gauntlet is laid down, Willow.
All right. We're gonna have to send our reviews together, Willow. We'll let Johnny
Sure.
just how much we think at the very end.
All right. All right. Well, that is it for us this morning. I hope you guys in the audience have had fun with us this morning. Please, uh, don't take my word for it, but go watch Gamera. And and Aubrey, did you
Mhm.
notice that through the series, each episode, his tusks get a little bit longer?
Yes, I did. I think we might have some storyline continuing later on.
We'll see. We'll
Mm.
see. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this show, please do consider becoming a supporter at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And that is going to be displayed on the screen right there. Thank you, Willow. You beat me to it. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
You're awesome. And
Mhm.
if you like the show, make
Here.
sure you share it, post comments, continue to comment throughout the week. We'll respond to them throughout the week. And, share it with 300 of your closest friends and family. If you're watching us on video, subscribe to whatever platform you're watching on so that you never miss an episode. And if you're listening on audio only on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeart, Podopolo, Podbean, wherever you're listening, drop us a review, a 5-star review, or send us a voicemail if you're on Spotify. It would be very, very cool. And Willow, what do you got going on this week? Where can people follow, find, and support you?
Nothing really happening this week as far as Cryptic Crunch goes, but the Ice Cream Queens probably have a really good episode happening tomorrow. So
They
we'll have
probably
to-
do, and I don't know what it is happening tomorrow. They haven't told me yet.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh,
mystery.
okay.
Spooky season. Even Johnny will be surprised.
So yeah, tune in tomorrow for the Ice Cream Queens, guys. Let's support them and our creepy girls.
Mhm. My
Aubrey,
favorite
what
kind.
about you? Where can people follow, find, and support you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. If you ever need a photographer, a face painter, or a character showing up in costume, that is me. I go to conventions and I love talking to my fans and my friends and my foes about the shows they watch.
And by the way, if you are a convention and you'd like to have value added guests who can provide entertainment, not just broadcasting live from your convention and covering it, but also hosting cosplay and doing performances, you can book us. And Aubrey has taken part of that responsibility under her wing. So, give her a call, give her a ring a ding. And as for me, this afternoon at 1 p.m., you can see me at the Palace Theater with Beyond Smoke and Mirrors, brought to you by Exit Realty, Garden Gate Team, and all active duty military, police, EMS, and their families get in free. So come out this afternoon, 1 o'clock, if you're in Middle Tennessee. If you're not in Middle Tennessee and you want to see a show, you can see that on our Patreon page. And you can get all of that at my website, johnnybeyond.com. And look, if you've got a theater in your town that you think we should come perform at, connect us, get us in touch. And we would love, love, love to do that. All right, guys and gals, that is it for us this week. Thank you so much. Love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box. Everybody have a great, great week. And thank you for watching.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.